Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Style by Verado. In this video I'll be teaching you guys how to make this cute boo crop top with an elastic waist. It's a very simple tutorial. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, this will be the best time for you to do that so you don't miss any of my tutorials. So let's get into the business of today. The material I'm using here is Ankara material and I have 1.5 yard. I already folded it into 4. The same way you fold your material when you want to cut a boo dress. So at the top of my fabric here, I'll mark my shoulder divided into 2, that is 7 inches, plus extra 10 inches for my sleeve length. That's how long I want my sleeve to be. If you want it shorter, you can make it shorter. But I added extra 10 inches for my sleeve length. I also went ahead to mark my neck width, which is 3 inches, and then my neck depth for the back is 1.5 inches. That is what I just marked right now. Then after that, I'll mark the neck depth for the front, which is 3.5 inches. After doing that, I'll mark my shoulder slope, which is 1 inch. Then I'll use my ruler and connect it to my neck. I connected it down to the end of my sleeve. I'll go ahead and mark my top length. My half cut is 16 inches, but I added extra 4 inches for the hemming and the elastic. I'll go ahead and take the measurement at several points and then I'll use my ruler to connect the points together. The first line is my half cut measurement and the second line is the extra 4 inches I added for the hemming and the elastic. I'll go ahead and mark 10 inches for my sleeve opening. That's how wide I want my sleeves to be. If you don't want it this wide, you can mark 8 or 9 inches. I'll also go ahead and mark my bust point, which is also 10 inches. Then I'll connect the points. So now I'll mark my bust divided into 4, which is 9, plus extra 4 inches for ease. If you don't want it very big, you can mark 3 inches. Or if you want it bigger than that, you can mark 5 inches. I marked the same measurement on my half cut and my top length. I'll now use my ruler to connect the points together. Then I'll use my free hand to draw out my armhole curve. That's all for the measurement. I'll go ahead and cut it out. The neckline, I'll cut the back neckline first because the back neckline and the front neckline are not the same. So in order not to make mistakes, cut your back neckline first. Go ahead and cut my shoulder slope. So this is what our piece looks like. I'll go ahead and remove the back piece. For the design in front of our top, I went ahead to mark 3 inches on my neckline. Then I went down to mark 2.5 inches. That's totally optional. You can mark 2.5 inches upwards and mark 2 inches downwards. I went ahead to connect the both points with my ruler in a slanted form like this. Now I'll go ahead and cut it out. It's what our front piece looks like now after cutting it out. I went ahead to place my back piece on my front piece, right sides facing each other. I then went ahead to hold the shoulders in place with my pins. Then I'll take it to my machine and stitch it. This is what my top looks like after stitching the shoulders. The next thing I'm going to do now is I will hold my neckline together like this. Pay attention to what I'm doing. I'll hold it in place like this. I went ahead to measure it and I got 26 inches. That's 52 inches in total. But I went ahead to cut a long strip of fabric that is 53 inches long. It's better to have more than enough than to have less than enough. This is a long strip of fabric we'll be using for the placket design in front. It is 53 inches long and 2.5 inches unfold. That's when you open it, it will be 5 inches. I went ahead to iron it to get a middle line. Then you go ahead and fold it the way I'm folding it like this, right sides facing each other. You use your tape and measure your neck depth. That's how long you want your neck to be. I measured 7 inches at first, but after sewing it, my head could not enter, so I went ahead to measure 10 inches. Don't make that mistake. After marking your neck depth, you go ahead and sew the remaining part of it, following the straight line as you can see me demonstrating the video. So this is the placket after I had finished making that straight stitch. I don't know if you can see it. You go ahead and hold it like I'm doing. If you did it correctly, definitely you should get what I just got in the video now. You can see the space we left for our neck depth. That's where your head will pass through. I then went ahead to mark the midpoint of the placket the same way I marked the midpoint of the front piece on the neck. That is where you are going to join it together. You hold the midpoint of the neckline and the midpoint of the placket. You place it right sides facing each other like I'm doing in the video. Watch carefully. This part is a little bit tricky, but it's not that hard if you pay attention. Then you go ahead and use your pins to secure them in place. This is what the top looks like after I was done holding it in place. You see what I told you guys about making sure the strip of fabric is longer than your measurement. It's better to have excess than less than enough. I'll take it to my machine and then I'll make a long stitch. This is how it came out after I was done stitching it down. I also went ahead to stitch the sides. What I'm going to do next is I'll take it to the machine and hem the sleeves. I'll hem the top as well, but I'll leave enough space for our elastic. I'll fold the down part by half an inch. Then I'll go ahead and double fold it by half an inch again, leaving space for our elastic. So this is it after I had hemmed it. I also went ahead to stitch the both sides together. I turned the sleeves as well. And then I left a small space to pass the elastic band. My waist is 28 inches, but I removed 4 inches and I measured my elastic to be 24 inches. I went ahead to use my safety pins to pass it through. While doing that, I made sure I secured the other end of the elastic with my safety pin so it won't enter into the fabric and stress me. After doing that, I'll remove my safety pins and then I'll hold the two ends of the elastic. I'll take it to the machine and I'll stitch it together to secure them in place. And this is what our top looks like. Please guys, like my videos, share with your friends and loved ones, comment your thoughts in the comment section and subscribe for more tutorials like this. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!